Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sabrina. Today I'm going to show you something new and fun for me. If you've never tried it, it might be something new and fun for you too. But I've never done slow stitching or anything like that, or hand stitching. I honestly didn't think I would like it. But a few months back I received this hot cross buns pattern in one of my sew sampler boxes. And along with it came the English paper piecing pieces. So if you're not familiar with that, I'll show you how these work. And it came with the needles, thread, and some fabric, and so I started on it a couple weekends ago. I went away for the weekend, took it with me because I knew I would have some downtime, but I started on it and I love it. I absolutely love it. So in the evenings I've been sitting it, like if I'm in there watching TV, maybe my hubby's watching something I'm not really into watching or listening to, I kind of just get my slow stitching out, the English paper piecing. But I have some blocks finished that I think are turning out really cute. I did not use the fabric, I don't think, that came in that box for this. I believe it was a different group of fabric that was in there with this, but I had some other charm packs sitting around, so that's what I used instead. I may not follow the color pattern exactly, but I have been piecing them together in some kind of order that I think I know how I want to finish the table runner. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys, and maybe this is something you'd like to give a try too. You don't need a lot of supplies. It's very portable. You can take it with you. There are so many different patterns and things out there you can get, different paper shapes, and I think the next one I try after I finish the table runner, I think I really would like to try the Tula Pink pack of, I forget the name of the pattern, but I want to try that. It has a lot of the different hexagons and things like that in it, but if I can find it, I'll try to link it to the video so you can see, or put up a picture so you can see what it looks like, what I'm talking about. But it's absolutely beautiful if you have the right fabrics put together in the quilt. But anyway, let's get started and I'll show you what I've done so far. Okay, so here's our pattern, and basically what we need are our paper pieces, which these pieces came in my sew sampler box, and the price on those, I'm sure you can probably find them at the Fat Quarter Shop. The price on these were $8.98. The pattern itself was $9.98. And then some other tools that we will need is some thread. This also came in the box. I'm just using some cotton thread. We will need some Milner's needles. Those also came in the box, but you can find these anywhere pretty much. It says gold-plated finest quality needles, Golden Glide Milner's, size 10. Let me take that out of the plastic for you. So there's what I'm using. And we will also need a glue pen. This pen is Soline, and it has some glue in there that you can use, that we're going to use to glue the fabric to the paper pieces. Now you can also buy refills for this glue pen. So you can find these at any fabric shop pretty much, I'm guessing. I got these on Amazon. You can absolutely find them on Amazon. Maybe you might want to use some kind of finger pressing tool. It's helpful when you're pressing your fabric down. And this is optional if you want to use a rotary cutter or if you want to use a pair of scissors. It's up to you how you want to do it, but it doesn't have to be perfectly cut, which is nice. You can cut it with a pair of scissors and just kind of rough cut and use it on your fabric pieces. So these are some tools we will need. And of course our paper pieces and our pattern. Now if you have one of these mats, this can also be helpful because it spins. I mean, it's not necessary, you don't have to have a mat, but it could be helpful. So this is something to think about also. But basically, you can see I have some done here. I have the center pieces sewn together, but here are some I have done. And I think they are just adorable. And I started on this a couple weeks ago, like I said, and I've just been doing it a little bit in the evenings. And this is what I've gotten so far. And I'm really enjoying this. I did not think I'd like it. But there's our pieces so far we have. But, alright, let me show you how this works. I'm using fabric from, it was a charm pack called 30s Playtime by Moda. It came in one of my Sew Sampler boxes, but that's the fabric I'm using if anyone is curious. So basically we just need to pull out our pieces here. So there's our pieces. And I do have some fabric white pieces I'm working with here. I already have cut out. And like I said, I did not cut them perfectly. I just kind of lay this on the fabric, and I cut this while I was sitting in the living room on the couch. So if you wanted to trim this up, that edge looks a little bit too wide. So you pretty much want like a 3/8 of an inch or even a quarter, but sometimes a quarter might seem a little too short. But basically, I should probably use a different color so you can see it better. Let me use, okay, so I have some different fabric here so you can see better. But we're just gonna put this on here. And I'm just going to cut up the middle here. Leave at least a quarter of an inch or more on either side of this. Okay? So now, if you want to use a ruler here, you can, just to make sure you're not cutting too close to your paper, that you're giving yourself a nice edge. This is where the rotary mat comes in handy. Okay, we'll do this side. Okay, so we have our 4 pieces of fabric. Now we'll lay this on here, and we're going to use our glue pen. Let me get all these scraps out of here. Okay, so now we can use our glue pen, and we're just going to put some glue along the edge here, and we're going to try not to get it on the very edge right here, the very edge of this paper. Try not to get it on there. And then we're going to fold it over like that. Then we're going to do this edge. We're going to fold it over. You want to make sure you're getting your corners here nice and sharp. Roll this up. There we go. Here. Okay, so when you turn it over, you want to make sure everything's lined up nice and sharp and neat. And we have one done. Okay, so I'll do another one. And you can see I'm not being super like neat with the glue or super neat with the seam allowances. By all means though, you can. Alright. Now if you wanted to, you could always kind of just press this down. Make sure it's nice and flat. The glue is sticking. I don't like to work too far ahead with gluing these down because the glue will kind of dry possibly, and I feel like it weakens, so that when you're sewing, your seam allowance wants to pop up. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. So yeah, I just kind of roll this across there and just make sure they're down real good. Alright, so now we're going to build these like this. We're going to sew these. And then it's going to look like this when I have together. And we have some triangles here. The triangles you would stitch right inside there like that. That's about all there is to it. It's pretty cute. Alright, so I will show you how we sew these. Okay, so I have my needle, and I'm going to pull some thread off here. You don't need a whole lot. It just gets tangled up on you. And we're going to thread our needle. Okay, got it. It's hard to see that. It's a small eye. Alright, so I'm going to pull some of my thread down like this and have a tail here. Like that. And then this I will leave like that. Now, there are some people who like to put a knot in the bottom, and there are some people who don't. That's totally your preference if you want to put a knot in the bottom. I'm not going to put a knot in the bottom, but basically you put these right side together, and let me see if I can get a closer up for you. So we're going to start in this corner, and we're going to go this way. And all we want is to pick up the tiniest bit of fabric. We're going to pull the thread through until we have a little tail hanging there. I'm just going to move it over, and then as we sew, I'm going to wrap that tail up in our whip stitch. So we're basically just doing a whip stitch here. Now, another tool you could use are these little things here called sew tights. These help hold your pieces together. You can get them in a pack of 5, and I believe I found these on Amazon. But they're magnetic, and you put this piece across the top here, and it will help hold your pieces together. It's a little bit easier on your hands. So there. Now we can begin sewing. So now I got my thread wrapped in there. So don't get your thread wrapped up inside the magnet. And make sure you keep your tail there. Okay. So now we have our tail. And now we want to go back right through around that same spot. We're going to draw a loop. And we're going to go through this loop one time. And we're going to go through the loop 2 times. And we're just going to tighten that. And then from here, we're just going to keep going. About 1/8 of an inch apart, you're only picking up the littlest bit of fabric that you can possibly grab. And that's another reason why you don't want your thread too long, because it gets caught on your pieces. It's hard to see from where I'm standing. I'm trying to make sure you get a good view of what I'm doing here. And you want to make sure you're pushing your needle straight back. You don't want it curved like this or like this. You want to push it straight back. Now this piece here hanging, I'm going to fold that back out of the way. We don't want to go through that. And you do not want to sew through the paper. Now we're right up here at this corner. So to finish it off, you're going to do the same thing you did at the beginning. Pull up a loop, go through one time, go through 2 times, pull it, and then we're going to take it down through here, not through the paper, just run it down underneath your fabric, out this other side here, and then you're just going to leave it there we go. And then we're just going to cut that off. Okay, so now when we open this, we have one piece done. I'm just going to make sure that fabric is pushed back, so that lines up right there nicely. So there. Okay. So now we put it together with this piece and we sew these together. And we're just going to sew these together, making sure you're lining up your seams. Okay. And once you sew these together, you'll get this. You can see how the seams line up real nice. And then from this point, we would need to do the triangle. Basically, it's the same thing. You line this up like this, right sides together. Line up your corners. And then you would sew from here to here. And then you would flip it up. And then you would need to fold this over like this. And you can bend these, fold this over, and then you would want to sew from this corner to this corner. And then that's how you would put your triangle in. And then when you're all done, it would look like that. Now, the rule of thumb is, now when do you take the papers out? Once you start sewing these pieces together, you'd want to make sure you're hiding these little tails You can leave the tails on. Once you start sewing these together, then you can pull these two papers out because they'll be enclosed on all sides. And then when you put this piece on and this piece on, then you can pull these pieces out, these pieces out, these pieces out, because they are now enclosed on all four sides. So that's pretty much how that works. But I'll have to give you updates as I go, as I get them done. But it looks so cute, doesn't it? And then you would sew these together just like you did all your other pieces, with a whip stitch lining up your seams right here where your triangles meet. And then you would need to push these back out of the way as you go. Line all that up and then just sew across. But anyway, that is English paper piecing. Do not need a lot of materials, like I said. A little charm pack. These are optional if you want to have these or not. You need a needle, some thread, possibly a seam press, some scissors, and if you wanted to use a rotary cutter you could, a glue pen, your paper pieces. So there's not much there that you really need. I mean, you could probably even build your own pattern with these. You don't necessarily have to follow a pattern like this, but you could do it however you would like, piecing these together. Alright guys, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. I did finally reach 1,000 subscribers, so I'm so excited about that. I'm probably going to be working on this woven star pattern pretty soon. I need to brush up on some foundation paper piecing. I signed up for a quilt retreat coming up, and it's going to be a Tula Pink pattern with foundational paper piecing. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm really excited about that coming up in June. And I need to finish my Block 9, Block 10 Mystery Block of the Month, Designer Mystery Block of the Month. I need to do that. So I have things going on. It's a matter of time, and I'm going to be working on this project here. I started cutting out all my pieces, so this will be one of my next videos, most likely, project bag. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about English paper piecing, or if you have anything to contribute to, or any other ideas maybe that I may have missed, let me know, put some comments in, and I'll see you in the next video.